Narendra Modi inaugurates Deoghar Airport in Jharkhand, unveils development projects over rupees 16,000 crore. Preparations in full swing for presidential polls. ECI dispatches sealed election materials to the states. Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad Sangma chairs meeting of group of ministers on casinos, race course and online gaming today. Central government is dedicated to welfare of farmers, says Union Minister Kailash Chaudhary in Northeast Zonal Training Program in Arunachal. And in the first ODI match, India wins the toss against England and chose to bowl first. Very good evening, viewers, and a warm welcome to Northeast News Bulletin. I'm Changamla Thumra, bringing to you the stories in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today inaugurated Deoghar Airport in Jharkhand. He also inaugurated the revamped Baba Baidyanath Dham temple area under Prasad scheme of Ministry of Tourism. Besides this, Prime Minister Modi inaugurated 13 development projects and laid foundation stones for 12 development schemes worth over 16,000 crore rupees. Speaking on the occasion, the Prime Minister said these projects will create opportunities for tourism, entrepreneurship and expedite development of other neighbouring states as well. He further said that development of the nation by development of states is the mantra the country has been working on for the last 8 years. Jharkhand Governor Ramesh Bias, Chief Minister Hemant Soren and Union Minister of Civil Aviation Jyotiraditya Scindia, along with other dignitaries, were also present on the occasion.
बाबा बैद्यनाथ के आशीर्वाद से आज 16,000 करोड़ रुपए से अधिक के प्रोजेक्ट्स का लोकार्पण और शिलान्यास हुआ है। इनसे झारखंड के आधुनिक कनेक्टिविटी, ऊर्जा, स्वास्थ्य, आस्था और पर्यटन को बहुत अधिक बल मिलने वाला है। हम सभी ने देवघर एयरपोर्ट को और देवघर एम्स इसका सपना लंबे समय से देखा है। ये सपना भी अब साकार हो रहा है। साथियों, इन प्रोजेक्ट से झारखंड के लाखों लोगों का जीवन तो आसान होगा ही, व्यापार कारोबार के लिए, टूरिज्म के लिए, रोजगार स्वरोजगार के लिए भी अनेक नए अवसर बनेंगे।
The Election Commission of India today started the distribution and dispatch of designated ballot boxes, ballot papers, special pens and other sealed election materials to the Legislative Assembly Secretariats for the conduct of Presidential Election 2022 scheduled on 18th July. Speaking to the Assistant Returning Officers from the states and Union Territories, Chief Election Commissioner Rajiv Kumar asked the officials to be vigilant and ensure strict adherence to protocols and guidelines. The Commission has appointed 37 observers for overseeing the arrangements of polling and counting during elections. The designated observers will take stock of election material by the ROs and AROs and ensure free and fair elections. Further, the observers deputed at Parliament House will also oversee the counting process of votes on 21st of this month. Meanwhile, Mizoram is also gearing up for the president election scheduled to be held on 18th July. Addressing a press briefing, Assistant Returning Officer for Mizoram, H. Lalrinawama, Commissioner and Secretary, Mizoram Legislative Assembly, said preparations are underway to ensure a smooth election. Ballot box, ballot paper and connected paper is being retrieved from the Office of Election Commission of India. Joint Chief Electoral Officer and Deputy Secretary of Mizoram Legislative Assembly Secretariat will then bring home these dispatch materials on Thursday by flight and then store them in Assembly House strong room under 24 hours police supervision. On the day after election, a polled ballot box and connected documents will be returned to the Parliament House by the Assistant Returning Officer and one officer. Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad Sangma chaired another meeting of the group of ministers on casinos, race course and online gaming today in presence of stakeholders to hear their concerns and opinions. He said in order to arrive at a consensus, law committees as well as other committees will be involved to look into the legal aspect of the matter. In a tweet, Chief Minister Sangma said that stakeholders have been asked to submit their respective presentations so as to take things in the right direction and arrive at a conclusion on the matter at the earliest. In Arunachal Pradesh, Governor Brigadier Dr. B.D. Mishra, retired, met a delegation of community leaders, opinion makers and social activists from Tirap district at Raj Bhavan in Itanagar today. The delegation shared their issues including insurgency, development and employment opportunities for the youth of the district. The governor appreciated the people of Tirap, Changlang and Longding districts for rising against insurgency in their districts. He also urged the senior citizens and social activists to convince the misguided youth of TCL districts to return back to the mainstream and assured that state government will assist in re-establishing them in the society by providing avenues and assistance for livelihood. The governor further called upon the community leaders and youth to ensure that funds provided for development are reflected on the ground. Union Minister of State for Agriculture Kailash Chaudhary, along with Arunachal Pradesh Chief Minister Pema Khandu, today attended the second Northeast Zonal Training Program of the state office bearers, district presidents and progressive farmers of northeastern states in Pasighat. The minister interacted with the party officials and workers about the organizational issues and farmer-friendly schemes of the central government. In his address, Chaudhary said central government is dedicated to the welfare of farmers. Meanwhile, Chief Minister Khandu said many important decisions related to agriculture have been taken during the rule of Narendra Modi government. On this occasion, State Agriculture Minister Tage Taki, Lok Sabha MP Tapir Gao and many other BJP leaders were present. Union Minister of State for Petroleum and Natural Gas Rameshwar Teli has said through the Indradhanush Gas Grid Limited, a joint venture of Indian Oil, ONGC, GAIL, Oil India and Numerigal Refinery, pipelines would be laid in all northeastern states. He said Meghalaya is included under the scheme and this pipeline will be extended till Shillong. The minister informed that recently tenders for 5 blocks were invited, although Meghalaya was not included, but soon tender for the state too will be invited. Further, to meet the demand and to keep the price under control, government will soon explore availability of oil and other petroleum products in Northeast, including Meghalaya, Nagaland and Mizoram.
7 स्टेट के लिए काम करना है तो इंद्रधनुष जो कंपनी बनाया गया है कि 7 स्टेट पे पाइपलाइन बिछाया जाएगा जिसमें मेघालय भी है हमारा शिलंग तक मेघालय में भी कहीं कहीं तेल और गैस है बोल के अभी तक हमें पता चला है तो हम लोग जल्द नागालैंड में हो या हमारी मेघालय में हो या मिजोरम में हम तेल और गैस की हम खोज करेंगे और जिससे हम तेल बाहर से कम लेकर आएंगे गैस कम लेकर आएंगे तो हमारी तेल और गैस के ऊपर भी कुछ कंट्रोल रहेगी.
In a major crackdown against drug menace, the Meghalaya police has seized Ganja worth 3.5 crore rupees today. In an operation carried out in wee hours, the Dawai police recovered more than 1,168 kg Ganja from a truck at Mukindur while transiting to Guwahati through Meghalaya. Taking to Twitter, Chief Minister Conrad Sangma congratulated the state police for this catch and their tirade against drugs with unwavering commitment. With the flood situation improving in Assam, Chief Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma is visiting several districts of the state to take stock of relief measures in the area. The Chief Minister, in a visit to Bongaigaon today, inspected the erosion-hit Tinkonia Part 1 area under Sri Jangram Revenue Circle and interacted with the affected people. He also reviewed relief and rehabilitation measures undertaken by district administration at a meeting in Malegar Higher Secondary School campus. He informed that 3,800 rupees has been provided to each of the 4,000 flood-hit families. Also, assistance to over 3 lakh affected people in Bongaigaon district will be provided. Later, Chief Minister Sharma visited Laukri Guri relief camp in Chirang district and reviewed the facilities there. He also visited erosion-hit areas in Laukri Guri and asked Water Resources Department to draw up a long-term plan to protect these areas from flood.
পূৰ্ব পৰিবেশ সৃষ্টি কৰিছে মই চেষ্টা কৰিম যাতে এটা গৰাখহনীয়া প্ৰতিৰোধ আঁচনি আমি ইয়াতে ল'ব পাৰোঁ ইয়াৰ উপৰিও বঙাইগাঁও জিলাত বানপানীৰ লগে লগে আমাৰ মানিকপুৰ সিজনগাম আদি বিভিন্ন অঞ্চলত গৰাখহনীয়া কেইবাটাও স্থানত হৈছে সেই বিষয়েও মোক আমাৰ বিষয়াসকলে অৱগত কৰিছে আমি যথাবিহিত ব্যৱস্থা গ্ৰহণ কৰিম
Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh attended the distribution of Kayakalp Award 2020, distribution of computers to TIs and LW NGOs under Manipur AIDS Control Society and launch of CMHT and PMJAY social media campaign in Chingmerong on Monday. Under the CMHT and PMJAY schemes, the state government have provided free hospitalization of up to 5 lakhs per year per family. More than 10 lakh beneficiaries have enrolled under this scheme and more than 1.5 lakh beneficiaries were given free treatment. The Chief Minister said since the inception of the CMHT scheme, nearly 110 crore rupees have been spent in providing free treatment to the beneficiaries. The function was also attended by Health Minister Sapam Ranjan Singh, ACS Vumlunmang Volnam and other esteemed dignitaries. In Sikkim, Chief Minister Prem Singh Tamang unveiled the life-size statue of Adhikavi Bhanu Bhaktacharya at the newly renovated Bhanu Udyan Singtam. Adhikavi Bhanu Bhaktacharya was an eminent scholar who contributed immensely towards Nepali literature. His literary works had a tremendous impact at the socio-cultural level, and his love, dedication for the language earned him the title of Adhikavi. In cricket, India is taking on England in the opening one-day international match of 3-match series at Kennington Oval in London today. India won the toss and chose to bowl first. England was 68 for 8 when reports last came in. It may be mentioned that the Rohit Sharma-led Indian team has won the 3-match T20 series against England by 2-1. The Meghalaya government will withdraw load shedding completely from the state soon. Indicating this, Chief Minister Conrad Sangma said the government is waiting for the completion of the repair of the second unit of Stage 4 Umiam to take a call in this regard. MEECL has been forced to resort to load shedding due to the breakdown of some of the units of Leshka Hydroelectric and Umtreu Stage 1 and 2 power projects. Meanwhile, with the functioning of the new Umtru unit and resuming of supply from the OTPC plant, load shedding has been reduced to about 2 hours on an average. In Nagaland, a meeting to monitor the status and progress of the civil registration system of birth and death in the state was conducted today. Briefing on the registration of birth and deaths, Keviluno Angami, Commissioner and Secretary School Education, said as per the rules of 1972 in the state, birth and death registration has to mandatorily take place in the state of occurrence by the registrar. Further, Nidinlo Angami, Director and Additional Chief Registrar of Birth and Death, sensitized the members on the importance of civil registration systems and the role of the registrars of birth and death to improve coordination in registration of vital events. He said the Information Technology Department have developed a software on the online registration to make the process easier. And finally, to end the news, the main points once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates Deoghar Airport in Jharkhand, unveils development projects over rupees 16,000 crore. Preparations in full swing for presidential polls. ECI dispatches sealed election materials to the states. Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad Sangma chairs meeting of group of ministers on casinos, race course and online gaming today. Central government is dedicated to welfare of farmers, says Union Minister Kailash Chaudhary in Northeast Zonal Training Program in Arunachal. And in the first ODI match, India wins the toss against England and chose to bowl first. And with that, we end this evening's bulletin. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.